The last couple years of air travel have been an absolute mess. We've seen an increase in back-to-back flight delays, last-minute trip cancellations, people getting booted off planes over the tiniest rule breaks. It's giving chaos. And now, with summer and the holiday season creeping up, a lot of us are bracing for another round of airport headaches. But here's the thing, there's actually some good news. The Department of Transportation's new rule has officially kicked in, and it's a big deal. Airlines love to act like they're doing you a favor by handing out a snack box when your flight is delayed, but you're actually entitled to way more. We're talking real compensation for delays, cancellations, and even overbooked flights. In this video, we're breaking down what airlines won't tell you, and the exact steps you can take to get your money back when your travel plans get wrecked. Let's get into it. First thing you need to know is, under federal law, you're entitled to a full cash refund. Not a voucher, not some flight credit you'll forget about in 2 weeks. Real money back to your original payment method. A few years ago, Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg, aka the only government official who seems to actually care about your missed connection, teamed up with the U.S. Department of Transportation to give us something actually useful: the Airline Customer Service Dashboard. It's an interactive, super easy-to-use site where you can plug in your airline and see exactly what they're offering if things go wrong. Think of it like a cheat sheet before you book. You'll find out which airlines are out here making real promises and which ones are just giving you pretty words and pretzels. Spoiler alert: American Airlines, Delta, United, and JetBlue are loading up on commitments when it comes to cancellations and delays. But if they don't follow through, you can absolutely report that back to Pete. Now let's talk about the new rules. The ones that airlines really don't want you to know. If your flight is canceled and you decide not to take the rebooked option they give you, you don't have to do anything fancy. You're owed a full refund, automatically, no clicking through 5 menus on a customer service portal, no waiting on hold with elevator music playing in the background. Same thing goes if your flight is significantly delayed or changed in a way that messes with your original plan. You're entitled to a refund, and the airline is required to issue it straight to your original form of payment. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly counts as a significant change? Because airlines love to play fast and loose with that word. Well, according to the Department of Transportation, a flight change is considered significant if your departure or arrival time is shifted by more than 3 hours for domestic flights or more than 6 hours for international ones. Your flight is suddenly taking off from or landing at a different airport than the one you originally booked. They add more connections to your route because nothing says vacation like an unexpected layover in the middle of nowhere. You're downgraded to a lower class of service, like paying for business class and getting tossed back into economy. Or finally, the new flight has connections at different airports, or you're switched to a plane that's less accessible, which is especially serious for travelers with disabilities. However, there's something you have to know if you want to be able to claim this refund, and we're going to talk about that next. Say no to vouchers. Vouchers might sound like a sweet deal, but don't fall for the hype. If your flight is canceled, significantly delayed, or overbooked, airlines are required to tell you that you're entitled to cold, hard cash. Think of it like your airport Miranda rights. They have to tell you, but they're kinda hoping you don't know. Let's break it down. Say you get bumped from your flight. Annoying, but not the end of the world if the airline gets you to your destination within 1 hour of your original arrival time. In that case, you're not owed any compensation. Sucks, but that's the rule. Now, if you arrive between 1 and 2 hours past your original arrival time on a domestic flight, or between 1 and 4 hours for international, the airline has to pay you at least 200% of your one-way fare capped at $775. Yes, actual money, not credit, not miles, real cash. And if they screw up big time and get you to your destination more than 2 hours late domestically or over 4 hours internationally, the stakes go way up. You're now owed 400% of your one-way fare, up to $1,550, according to the U.S. Department of Transportation. Again, they're required to pay this in cash. Now, if the delay or cancellation causes you to lose out on other things, like a non-refundable hotel, a pricey event ticket, or maybe even a once-in-a-lifetime helicopter ride to a remote resort, you've got 30 days to negotiate for more compensation. But once you accept that check or voucher, it's a wrap. You've basically signed off on the deal, and you can't come back later asking for more. If you're enjoying this video, click the like and subscribe button. Also, turn on post notification so you can be notified when we post new and exciting contents like this one. Now, let's be fair. There are times when taking the voucher isn't actually a bad move. But if you do go that route, or if you agree to be rebooked, here's the golden rule: negotiate. Say you're a frequent flyer and a voucher is basically the same as cash to you. Cool, but don't just take the first offer they throw your way. If they say, "We'll give you $250, hit them with a polite but firm, "Nah, let's make it $600. You're not being greedy, you're just playing the game like everyone else. And here's the part most folks don't realize. If the flight is oversold and they need multiple volunteers, there's usually a bidding war happening behind the scenes. Don't get stuck taking the lowest offer while someone else walks away with a fat $800 voucher and a seat upgrade. A smart step to take is to tell the gate agent you're down only if you get the highest compensation they're handing out. If you're savvy, you can squeeze a little extra out of the deal. Things like business class upgrades, lounge access, restaurant vouchers, or even priority boarding on your next flight. Airlines don't advertise this stuff. They're not out here saying, "Oh, hey, we'll give you a $1,000 voucher and bump you to business class on the way back." Nah, it's like the secret menu at In-N-Out. The perks exist, but you have to know how to ask for them. So the next time an airline's desperate for volunteers, remember, don't just say yes, ask for more. Because in this game, closed mouths don't get first-class seats. Another important tip, check your travel insurance. If you've got a travel insurance policy, or even think you might, it could save you a ton of stress and money when delays or cancellations hit. A lot of policies cover things like trip delays, interrupted travel, and even emergency accommodations. So if you get stuck overnight because your flight got pushed to tomorrow, your insurance might cover your hotel stay and meals. Yep, even that overpriced airport burger. Now, if you're thinking, "Ugh, I didn't buy travel insurance," don't panic just yet. There's a good chance you already have it and don't even know. Many credit cards include built-in trip protection when you use that card to pay for your flights. It's one of those low-key benefits nobody talks about, but it can seriously come through in a crisis. So take a second, check your wallet, and look up what perks your card offers. That shiny piece of plastic might be your best backup plan when the airline leaves you hanging. Act fast. If you fly often, you already know the drill. Chaos in the skies is basically standard now. Major flight disruptions aren't some rare, once-in-a-blue-moon thing anymore. They're part of the modern travel experience, whether we like it or not. And the numbers prove it. In 2024, only 77.9% of flights in the U.S. actually arrived on time, according to the Bureau of Transportation statistics. That means nearly 1 in 5 flights got delayed, and about 1.4% of flights were straight up canceled, not rerouted, not pushed back, just gone. Translation? The odds of a perfectly smooth, drama-free trip are not in your favor. So when you hear that dreaded gate announcement, "We're sorry to inform you," don't just stand there staring at the departure board like it's gonna change itself. Move fast. Speed is your best friend in situations like this. Your first move? Open your airline's app immediately. Many airlines now let you rebook right through the app, which beats waiting in a mile-long customer service line with a bunch of other tired, annoyed travelers. If that's not an option, get in line while you call the airline's support number. You're basically racing the clock now. Remember, every minute counts. The longer you wait, the fewer available seats you'll find. Once that cancellation hits, it's a scramble. And the fastest passengers usually get the best rebooking options, hotel vouchers, and overall treatment. And don't just rely on one method. This is your moment to multitask like a pro. Check flight comparison apps to see if other airlines have routes you can hop on. Consider alternate airports nearby. Call your travel agent if you have one. They can work magic faster than most apps. And if you're flying internationally, start reading up on EU delay compensation rules if applicable. You might have more rights than you think. Pro tip: if you booked through a third-party site, things can get tricky. You may need to go through them for changes, and that can mean longer wait times and less flexibility. Whenever possible, book directly with the airline for better control when things go south. Bottom line, don't wait for a miracle. Act like your next flight depends on it, because it does. The faster you move, the better your chances of avoiding the dreaded overnight stay on a stiff airport bench under fluorescent lights. And if you're lucky, you might even snag a better route or upgrade in the shuffle. Finally, in Europe, you're entitled to even more. Leave it to the Europeans to actually make airlines follow rules that protect passengers instead of just nickel and dimming them. So, if you ever find yourself stuck on a flight from Madrid to Stockholm or delayed somewhere in Rome, just know you're probably better off than you would be back home. Under EU law, if your flight gets canceled due to something the airline did, like staffing issues, mechanical problems, or just being generally unprepared, they're legally required to feed you, put you up in a hotel, and give you a full refund within 7 days. Yes, a full refund. Not a voucher, not a shrug. Here's a breakdown of the EU compensation rules. €250 for short flights delayed over 3 hours, up to €600 for long-haul flights between the EU and non-EU countries that originate in Europe. Which means, yes, even if you're flying back to the US, you're still covered. And it's not just the European mainland. These rules also apply to many European territories around the world, including places like Martinique and Guadeloupe in the Caribbean. So, what do you think about this list? Did we miss anything important? Let us know down in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.